WrestleMania 3. Bigger, badder, better? Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This right here is going to be a WrestleMania 3 review, as you can probably have guessed by the title. A couple of reasons for this one. Number one, of course, is that I haven't done a vid in feckin' ages due to many different reasons, which I'm not prepared to go into here. 2 years ago I did WrestleManias 1 and 10. Last year I did WrestleManias 2 and 11. So this year, for your viewing pleasure, I'm going to do WrestleManias 3 and WrestleMania 12. And if I get time, and there's no promises or guarantees on this one, I'm also going to try and do WrestleMania 22 as part of the 10 years ago series. So, WrestleMania 3. It is March the 29th, 1987, and we are live at the freaking monstrous Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, with a freaking stupid 93,173 fans on hand, if you believe the WWF, of course. Meltzer has it at 78,000 people, and that's good enough for me. The fact of the matter is, no matter how you look at this one, folks, there is a proverbial fuck ton of people in this building. After some sex jazz music, copyright V1, Vince welcomes us to the show and introduces the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, who gives us the first rendition of America the Beautiful at a WrestleMania. You remember, of course, WrestleManias 1 and 2, they sang the American National Anthem. I'm not denying that, of course, Aretha Franklin has a great voice, but this isn't the best rendition of America the Beautiful that I've ever heard. I've already lost my place. It does, however, have a montage of America and showing how great America is, which is always good. On the True Story of WrestleMania DVD, which I'm sure you have all seen, Vince McMahon says that he could feel the presence of his father during this performance. He even cries. He cries on the DVD, which is quite remarkable. The wrestlers are using little tiny motorized rings to get to the ring, which is lovely. Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura are on commentary, which is always a good thing. They're joined at the start by some guy called Bob Uecker and some bird called Mary Hart. No, not a clue who either of them are. I know who Bob Uecker is because next year at WrestleMania, he's the guy who gets choked out by Andre the Giant, isn't he? That's it. 12 matches are on this card this fine eve, so I suppose we should get on with it, don't we? So our opening contest is the Can-Am Connection, which is Rick Marzell and Tom Zenk defeating Don Muraco and Cowboy Ace Bob Orton Jr. in an OK opener. Can-Am Connection, like I say, Rick Martel and Tom Zenk, aka the Z-Man. Hey, I'm British, he'll never be the Z-Man. 4 minutes in. 4 minutes in. Haven't done a vid since early January. Thank you very much. What are we getting here? Like you even need to fucking ask. So, the Can-Am Connection have been a team at this point for about a year. Ambulance. It's an ambulance, right? Just, you know, it's an ambulance, right? So that, yeah, they haven't got much time left in this world, splitting up soon after this one. Orton and Muraco are teaming up after being hired goons for Adrian Adonis in his feud with Roddy Piper that we'll talk about later on. Match lasts 5 minutes, but has a shit-hot crowd, a fast opening sequence. Zenk plays your face in peril after a knee from Orton, but it lasts moments, and a legit hot tag to Martel, seeing him clear his house and win with a running cross body. Oh, yes. Gets the win at 5:37. Match was decent enough, but it was way too short in my opinion. Like I say, Zenk's heat should have been a lot longer. Next up, Billy Jack Hayes versus Hercules is match number 2. Well, this one's an interesting one because it's billed as a full Nelson challenge, okay? It came about after Bobby Heenan had been taunting Billy Jack Hayes, saying that Hercules' full Nelson is better than his. Well, them's fighting words if I ever heard any. Bloody hell. Match has a basic storyline. Can you guess what it is? It's who can get the full Nelson on. Yeah, how did you guess? It's simple, but it's effective. These are two powerhouses. They are fucking massive, both of them are. Hercules gets a full Nelson, Hayes breaks it. The crowd goes fucking bonkers. Even more so when Hayes gets one of his own. They both turn to the outside. Hayes gets a full Nelson on, Hayes locks on the full Nelson on the outside, and like the idiot, that they both are, they both get counted out in one of those hooray kind of moments. God damn it. Match was basic and it wasn't bad. That finish is fucking awful though, in every way, shape or form. Oh, and Hercules was sloppy as fuck as well. Next, Hillbilly Jim, Little Beater, try that again. Next, Hillbilly Jim, Little Beaver and the Haiti Kid defeating King Kong Bundy, Lord Littlebrook and Little Tokyo in a poor comedy match. Wow and wow and, well, let's say wow again actually. Main event to the comedy match of the show for King Kong Bundy in the space of a year. That's quite a dramatic drop in his stock, isn't it? It really is. This match is happening because of reasons. In one of the few matches on this show that actually has no build-up or they tell you why it's happening. It just is, okay? Jim's team have music, first people to have music on this show, but it's on the WWE network, so it's not Hillbilly Jim's music, which is odd. It's very, very strange. Bob Uecker joins on commentary, but add nothing to the match, to be honest. The little guys are competent and look decent, but this is a comedy match, and make no mistake, the crowd are hot for it, so that's something. I don't know why, but I get a bit of pleasure when little Beaver gets slammed by Bundy. It's just the way he's so small, and of course Bundy is so goddamn big that when he actually slams him down, I don't know why, I like that. I do, genuinely. The Beaver, Bundy slams Beaver, then hits him with an elbow drop, but for reasons it gets him disqualified. I don't know why it does. So, that's nice, isn't it? So, these are the sort of matches I'm giving half a star. That's for some of the work rate and some of the crowd, but it's not great. It really isn't. In the back, Mary Hart wants to interview Elizabeth, but Randy Savage interrupts and demands she talks to him instead. You are a real charm, she says. Next, Harley Race defeating the Junkyard Dog in a rubbish match. King Harley Race demands that Junkyard Dog must bow to him. Junkyard Dog won't, so we have this match. He's king, by the way, because he won the untelevised King of the Ring tournament in 1986, beating Pedro Morales in the finals, like you care. He's also an 8-time NWA champion, is Harley Race. So this is his one last run. And I personally think that without the King gimmick, then he would have just been another guy. But the King gimmick gave him a reason to feud with Hogan, and it gave him all his feuds, were based off it. So yeah, it made some decent money off it for this one last run. So why not? Match is really dull, and literally nothing happens until Heenan distracts Junkyard Dog, allowing Race to hit a belly-to-belly suplex for the win at 4 minutes 22. Big fat dud. Oh yes. JYD is forced to bow to a seated Race, and then gets the chair that Race is sat on and attacks Race with it. Hooray! So the post-match shenanigans are better than the match by a country mile. In the back, Hulk Hogan cuts a promo about the main event. He's vexed because people didn't believe that he could beat Andre the Giant. He then goes off about how Andre has to beat all the Hulkamaniacs, as they are the purest form of the truth that there is. What you gonna do when the 24-inch pythons, Hulkamania, and the pure truth run wild on you? All that jazz, no idea. Not a clue why it's the truth. Why Hulkamania and all the little Hulksters are the truth. I don't know. Seriously, I have no idea. Next, the Dream Team, which is Brutus Beefcake and Greg Valentine defeating the fabulous Rougeau brothers in an alright match. Dream Team aren't long for this world, but tonight they have Jolly and Valiant and Dino Bravo with them. Jack Rougeau controls until he misses a crossbody, and then he becomes your Rougeau in peril. Oh, yes, he does. And so he can tag in Raymond, who cleans house, and the brothers can hit their finisher, Le Bombe de Rougeau, the Rougeau bomb. But the referee is distracted, so Dino Bravo can attack Raymond, and the heels pick up the win at 4 minutes and 3 seconds. Another, it's actually, as I said, an alright match. It's actually, I've got written here, another nothing match with a crap finish, so, shows what I know, 2 minutes apart. After the match, Jimmy Valiant and Greg Valentine argue with Beefcake and then kick him out of the team, even though they won the match. And Briefer was nothing to do with I don't know why this happens. Valentine and Dino Bravo will go on as a tag team in the future. Guess what they call themselves? That's right, the New Dream Team. Proving that even back in the 80s, adding the new to something was just a truly terrible idea. We see footage of Roddy Piper destroying Adrian Adonis's flower shop set after he'd been attacked a week before by Adonis, Muraco and Orton, as I mentioned earlier on. Then Adrian accidentally cut some of Beefcake's hair off in a 6-man tag match. I'm sure there'll be no ramifications for that one at all. So Roddy Piper, or Rowdy Roddy Piper if you like, defeating Adrian Adonis in an okay hair versus hair match. Adrian Adonis was once a big, tough, leather-clad biker guy. Now he's adorable Adrian Adonis. Well, I've got to be honest, guys, I don't know if any of the Americans watching this will know who I'm on about, but he reminds me of Adrian Street, just a piss-poor copy of Adrian Street at that. Now, he has hedge clippers with him, which I assume he will use if he wins this hair versus hair match. This match is billed as Rowdy Roddy Piper's retirement match. He wants to be a Hollywood movie star and go off and film films such as such as They Live, and, you know, those other ones that he was in. All of the films, you know. Anyway, so Piper does the right thing and attacks Adonis with the belt because he's pissed off. Okay, Adonis gets the belt and returns the favour. Adonis bumps like the proverbial boss for Piper, including taking Flair's flip bump in the corner. His manager, Jimmy Hart, also bumps like a mofo for Piper. Hart eventually is able to grab a leg so Adonis can take control. Every time Piper is able to start a comeback, the heels regain control with heel tactics. Check this. Jimmy Hart's got an aerosol, sprays it into Piper's face, for example. That's great heel tactics. We like that one a lot. Adrian gets a sleeper. Oddly though, right, Piper's arm drops once, drops twice, and then on the third drop, Piper gets it up. But for reasons, Adonis thinks he's won the match because of that, and he celebrates with Hart. But out comes Beefcake, who, right, Piper is out from the sleeper. Yeah, the arm goes up, but then he just flops back down. As soon as Adonis lets go of it, yeah, he just flops back down. Beefcake comes out and rubs Piper's shoulders, which is the way you revive someone from a sleeper. As we all know, we're all wrestling fans here, are we not? And we all know the way that you revive someone from a sleeper is to gently massage their shoulders. This gentle massaging causes Piper to hulk up and become superhuman, lock on a sleeper of his own, and win the match. Hooray! Fuck's sake. Actually, no, I tell a lie. I've got to just go back. I've just remembered one little thing. Before he does that, Adonis chases Piper with his big comedy hedge clippers and does the classic bounce off the rope, and the hedge clippers go into his face. Then Piper can put on the sleeper. I do apologise. Anyway, Piper gets the win, 6:33. Beefcake shaves Adonis's head, and thus Brutus the Barber Beefcake is born. Oh yes! Match is better than I was actually expecting. Crowd were shit hot for Robbie Piper. For Roddy Piper, who, of course, has been a heel up until this point. So, yeah, he's full-on babyface here, and the crowd are loving him, and there's loads of signs in the crowd that say, please don't retire Hot Rod and things like that. But, of course, one thing you've got to remember about this, the important thing here, is that these fans know that they will never, ever see Roddy Piper in a wrestling ring ever again. Ever again. They'll never see him again. So they take the chance to cheer him. They'll never see him again. Like I say, Adonis bumped like a boss for Piper, and the two heels work well together. 2-star match in my opinion. Adrian Adonis left the WWF shortly after the show and was sadly killed in a car accident a year later when a van that he was in crashed into a lake. For reasons! This is one that I've never understood about these sort of shows. Jesse Ventura is introduced to the crowd and gets in the ring, poses, waves for everything. Don't know why. The Hart Foundation, right, who are in the next match, are already in the ring. So it's not like he's getting in the ring to introduce them. He's the guest ring announcer for this next match or anything like that. No, this next one, he's just, hey, I'm Jesse Ventura. Remember me? I used to wrestle. Right. On commentary, Monsoon says that Predator will be coming out soon, which of course Jesse Ventura is in. They don't say that to the live crowd though, which I just find really odd. Really, really strange. Anyway, the Hart Foundation, which of course is Brett and Anvil, and dangerous Danny Davis, woohoo, defeating the British Bulldogs, which of course is Dynamite Kid, and Dave Boy Smith, and Tito Santana in a good match. So Danny Davis, for those who don't know, is a former referee. He had showed favouritism to heels, and he was the referee when the Hart Foundation won the WWF Tag Team Championships from the Bulldogs in a screwy finish, and was apparently the referee when Savage beat Tito Santana for the IC title. So of course you've got three men who want revenge on this referee, so that's why this match is happening. Mary Hart and Bob Uecker join us on commentary. Haha, Matilda attacks Jimmy Hart before the bell. That's a lovely little touch, I really like that one. What doesn't make me laugh is 10 seconds later is when Tito fucks up I don't know what he's doing, but he drops Brett right on his face. He looks like he tries to pick him up and then just sort of drops him face first into the mat. Brett immediately tags out and is holding his face, and like on the outside, he rolls to the outside, and Jimmy Hart, their manager, of course, is sat there going, "Here, all right," and here Brett holding his face, going, "Fuck, no, I'm not. He's just dropped me on my bloody face." Match is fast-paced as both teams take turns on offense. Dynamite plays the Brit in peril, including Davies getting the classic hit one move. Including Davies doing the classic heel thing of hitting one move, then getting out of the ring. It's wonderful to watch, it really is. And of course, the best part of it is, holy shit, the crowd fucking despise Danny Davis, which is just wonderful. I love it. I absolutely love it. When Dynamite is able to attack him, the cheers are amazing, but they get even louder when Tito is able to get the hot tag and start battering Davies. Tito gets a flying forearm and wants to lock on the figure four, but Anvil, and literally as soon as Tito grabs the leg, Jim the Anvil Nighthawk comes charging and clatters him down. So hot tag to Davey Boy Smith, who hits a beautiful power driver, then a power slam and on Davis, and it just looks brilliant. Then a Pier 6 brawler erupts, so Davis is able to get Jimmy Hart's megaphone, use it, and get the win at 8:52. Big boost for that. Boo! Oh yes, I really enjoyed this match. There was great heel work by Hart and Davis. Davis took his licks like a man. There was no, he got pile driven so nasty. His head bounced off the fucking canvas. It just looks so good. It really did look special. The crowd loved seeing him get owned, which is what we were there to see in this match. We're only 3 stars, happy days. In the back, Bobby Heenan cuts a superb promo. Hulkamania is dead. Yada yada yada. And Andre doesn't move once during the promo. It may sound like a bad thing, but it just makes him look really menacing. I like that a lot. Next, Butch Reed defeating Koko Beware in a nothing match. When Koko gets offense in, such as a couple of nice dropkicks, the crowd are really behind him. But this is pretty much a squash as Reed batters Koko until he can get a roll complete with Healy feet on the ropes. No, sorry, I tried to tell a lie. Healy holding the tights. Together win at 3:39. Reed's manager Slick attacks Koko after the bell, so Tito makes the save, taking Slick's clothes off. For reasons I just don't know. If you are nice, give this one half a star. Next, let's move on to something a little better, shall we? As Randy Macho Man Savage defeating... sorry, I'm turning that completely wrong way. Let's do that again. So next, Ricky Steamboat defeating Randy Savage in an amazing match to win the Intercontinental Championship. During a match between the two of them, Savage put Steamboat throat first onto the guardrail and dived on top of him, driving the throat into the bare metal. He then put Ricky, I want to say Tito then for some reason, puts Ricky Steamboat in the ring, right, and gets the ring bell, goes up to the top rope with the ring bell, jumps off, smashes the ring bell into Ricky Steamboat's throat, crushing his larynx in kayfabe. That's pretty damn heinous. That is pretty damn heinous. Steamboat did the right thing, sold the injury by taking a few months off, which I fucking adore. When Steamboat returned to the ring, he started chasing Savage all over the country, getting himself disqualified in the process because he was so goddamn mad. Apparently, Bruno Sammartino was so disgusted by Savage's actions, he was threatening to come out of retirement so that he could batter Savage. Oh, and one more thing, when Steamboat returned on an episode of Saturday Night's Main Event to interfere in a match between Randy Savage and George the Animal Steele, Steamboat asked Steele to be in his corner because he's in love with Liz. So in this match, he kidnapped Liz, which is all fair in wrestling and for a babyface to do, isn't it? Yeah, this match is widely considered to be one of the best WrestleMania matches ever, if not one of the best matches ever. Is it? Let's find out. So we're going to go through this one, which probably should give away the game straight away, shouldn't I? Match starts off with Steamboat working the left arm of Savage. Arm drags, draping the arm over the ropes and jumping to the outside. All of that jazz. Steamboat comes out with a back elbow and sells the arm like a boss. He's just had an arm worked over, he hits a back elbow, it hits his arm. Haha, who would have thunk it? Back inside. To buy some time, he chucks Steamboat to the outside. Back inside, Savage gets on the offense, trying for cover after every attack in a nice little touch. Back and forth action as each men get a bit of offense in. Steamboat traps Savage in the ropes and lays the punches in. When Savage escapes, he hits a crossbody and a pair of arm drags. Steamboat goes for covers every time as well, which is again a lovely little touch. In a lovely touch, Steamboat is sent to the outside. He wants to skin the cat. Savage is waiting for him, just backs him back straight off. Fucking great, love that. Savage doesn't seem to want Steamboat in the ring, throwing him to the outside various times, the last time hitting him with the axe handle again. He follows with one in the ring and a pair of suplexes. Steamboat blocks a third stitch suplex and throws Savage to the outside, where Savage gets back in and it's a flying clothesline. Cover gets 3, but Savage's foot is on the ropes. You see. The crowd are going batshit crazy at this point because they exchange various covers and the crowd are into each near fall, which is really, really nice. There is at least 5 different covers made by each man in this moment, and it's just incredible. Savage gets angry, takes a swing at the ref. That's a swing at the ref. Sweff. You see, it makes sense in here. I think, maybe. He takes a swing at the ref. The referee is either Dave or Earl Hebner, which turns into on commentary, sort of ducks out of the way, and that's a really nice little touch. It's one of those, look, Savage is so pissed off that he wants to get himself intentionally disqualified at this point. I love it. Absolutely brilliant. Savage sends Steamboat into the ring post, but then the referee is bumped. Now, it's interesting with this one is because I don't remember this ref bumping. I've got most of this match up in here because it's a favourite of mine, but it's one of those, I don't remember the ref bump just at all. It just doesn't feature in there. Anyway, Savage goes up top, hits a perfect elbow, but there's no referee. Savage gets the bell, but then George, the Animal Steel, stops him from using it. He pushes Savage off the top rope, and then one small package later, and we have a winner and new champion at 14 minutes and 35 seconds. Oh, yes. Wow, this is so damn fast, so damn crisp, so damn smooth, so different from anything else on this show, from any other WWF show that I've seen from this period. Even with the ref bump, this is a quality match. The build was great, the crowd is shit hot. The near fall starts slow and obviously aren't going to get the win in the early going, but they build up to the point where every single near fall that goes down you think is going to be the finish. Oh man, it really is. There must have been 25 or 30 2 counts in this match. That's not a bad thing, and it felt great for it. These men desperately wanted to win this match. That's why they do all the covers. It's fucking great. This is a show-stealing performance. It is absolutely fantastic and gets the full beans from me. Great stuff. Absolutely superb. I feel sorry for whoever has to follow that match I have written on my notes. Next, in the back, Gene Mean is with Jake Roberts and some guy called Alice Cooper. Alice? Who the fuck is Alice? Jake talks while we see footage of the Honky Tonk Man attacking Jake with his guitar. Then Alice tells us that Detroit is the home of heavy metal. Well, there we go then. Next, the Honky Tonk Man defeating Jake Roberts in a crap match. Maybe it's because of what it's following, but this match doesn't really do it for me. Honky controls the most part, with Jake gets an atomic drop and some punches. When he calls for the DDT, Jimmy Hart grabs Jake, and a roll-up complete with Healy holding the ropes gets the win for the Honky Tonk Man at 7 minutes and 4 seconds. Whoop-de-fucking-do, eh? Jake smashes Honky Tonk Man's guitar, then as Cooper tries to put Damien on Jimmy Hart, who squeals like a girl. This is the best part of the match. The aftermath, once again, the aftermath is the best part of this match. Next, Gene Mean comes out to tell us that there are 91,173 fans here. Those same 93,173 fans go fucking berserk at hearing how many of them are in a building. I don't know why. Next, our semi-main is the Iron Sheik and Nicolai Volkov defeating the Killer Bees, which is Jim Brunzell, or Jumping Jim Brunzell I should say, and B. Brian Blair in a rubbish match. There is monster heat for the heels as they make their way to the ring. This heat then goes louder, when Volkov starts singing the Russian national anthem. But wait! Here's some guy called Jim Duggan. No idea who he is. He makes his way to the ring. He's got a 2x4 with a little American flag on it, making his pay-per-view debut here. He gets on the mic and he says that he has vowed that Nikolai Volkov is never allowed to sing the Russian national anthem again. Do you know why? Get this one, folks. Because this is the land of the free and the home of the brave. Which, of course, surely if it's the land of the free means he can sing whatever the fuck he likes. Surely. Maybe I'm just being strange, but that is awful. Now, I give Americans a lot of guff for being so damn patriotic, and trust me, I get a whole fuck ton of messages from Americans saying, Mick, why is there meat, Mick, and all that jazz. Trust me, I used to get a lot of it back in the day. Yeah, but like I say, if this is the land of the free, he can sing whatever he likes, whenever he likes. It's the Cold War, I get it, it's still going, but it's ridiculous. The fans go wild for Duggan because they're idiots. Match is nothing special. Bees look ripped to shreds, must confess. Their offense looks good. Brunzell plays your bee in peril. Oh, yes, he does. While Duggan gets the crowd chanting, USA, USA, USA. I'm not even in this match, by the way. USA. He's on the outside just chanting it. Fucking hell. Shiek gets a camel clutch, and Duggan attacks him with a 2x4 for reasons. And that gets the bees disqualified. And the bees are happy about this fact. And then he gets... Oh, and he leads another USA chant, again, for reasons. It's one of those, I just look at this going, what the fuck was this in the semi-main? I just don't understand it at all. And anyway, your main event of the evening is Hulk Hogan defeating Andre the Giant in an interesting, because it's very hard to rate this one, match to retain the WWF Championship. So, do I have to give you guys the build-up to this one? Should we go for a short version? Okay, so Andre is apparently undefeated for 20 years or 15 years or something like that. Hogan at this point has been champion for 3-4 years. Both men are presented with trophies, Hogan for being champion for so many years and Andre for being undefeated for so many years. Notably, Hogan's trophy is a lot bigger than Andre's, and this pisses Andre off. So he challenges him to a match at WrestleMania. Hogan doesn't want to know. They're mates. Why should I don't want to fight you, Andre? Yada yada yada. So Andre rips off Hogan's crucifix, and either the crucifix digs into his chest or one of Andre's fingernails digs in. But basically, Hogan is bleeding afterwards. It's one of those. It's such a memorable thing, like the sight of Hogan on his knees, holding his ripped t-shirt, holding the crucifix with blood running down his chest. Fan Debbie Dozy. So yeah, Andre now has Bobby the Brain Heenan as his manager. Is a full-on heel, etc., etc. Now, before we go on, we must of course point out, as the smarky fans that we are, that Andre has been beaten in this time. We also know that he's been slammed by Hogan in Shea Stadium. He's been slammed by Harley Race. He's been slammed by Jerry Lawler. These points are utterly irrelevant because this is marketed so damn well. The casual fans believe every word of it. This is a dream match. This is the biggest match ever. According to the fans, according to everyone, the WWF marketed it so perfectly. This is the height of the WWF in the 80s, in the golden era as it's known, in the 80s. In my opinion, this is the absolute height of it. Oh dear me. Andre was fucked at this point. He'd spent months in England in 86 having major back surgery. Vince had to go over to England to talk him into doing it. I think it shows how loyal Andre was to the WWF that he was prepared to do the match at all. You know, he's wearing a big ass brace under his singlet. You can see it later on in the match. Yeah, amazing that he's even prepared to do it because he's so immobile at this point. Bob Uecker is the guest ring announcer. Mary Hart is the guest timekeeper. Andre enters the arena to huge heat, while obviously Hulk Hogan gets the biggest pop of the night. Monsoon says that Andre didn't ever get a title shot because he never asked for one. So now you know, folks, you want a title shot? Just ask for one. You might get one. Or have a moan if you're Hulk Hogan. One or the other. After a stare down and a shove, Hogan tries for the slam, but Andre shifts his weight and falls on top of Hogan for a suspicious looking 2 count. I say suspicious because it looks like Hogan wanted to kick out but actually couldn't get his shoulders up because Andre's whole body weight was on top of him. Andre goes on the offense, working the back of Hogan with club and blows and a pair of body slams. He even steps on Hogan's back, which is evil. Hogan hooks up, hits punches, chops, and some head ramming into the turnbuckle. He charges, runs into a big boot. Andre locks on a bear hug. This bear hug lasts 5 minutes. But it's not a bad thing per se because the crowd are into Hogan, especially when he starts making a comeback out of it. When he escapes, Andre uses punches and kicks on the outside. He goes to headbutt Hogan in one of the corners and accidentally headbutts the ring post. Hogan exposes the steel concrete. He wants to do a pile driver on Andre the Giant on the outside. Andre counters and Hogan takes the slowest, weirdest, worst looking back body drop onto the steel concrete I've ever seen. back in the ring. It's time. You know what's coming. Hulk starts the Hulk up, despite having just been backdropped onto the concrete. You know, the back, all the work that Andre's done the back to this point, gone, completely irrelevant. Hits the axe bomber. That knocks out Andre off his feet, and then in the greatest moment in wrestling history, the one that everyone remembers, everyone's seen, and the crowd reaction to it just makes your fucking hair stand up in the back of your neck. It gives you goosebumps. All those cliche things you can think of. Hogan slams Andre, and it's just amazing, the reaction. One leg drop later, let's put it this way, the leg drop is redundant and irrelevant at this point. 1, 2, 3. Hulk Hogan retains at 12 minutes and 1 second. Now, this is why I said before that this isn't a very difficult match to reach, because if you're going on a strictly work rate match, for what you see in the ring, this match is not good. Let's put it this way, Dave Meltzer, of Dave Meltzer fame, rated this one -4 stars. Oh yes, he did. My boy Scott Keith, who is my absolute hero when it comes to wrestling writing, gave it 1/4 star. I don't know what to give it, because the storytelling is alright until the end. It doesn't obviously go anywhere. But the crowd are rabid. Like I said, the storytelling is there, so it kind of makes sense. The build-up's nice. Everything's all good about it. Heenan didn't interfere, I like. But it is so slow. It's so slow. I'm in a good mood, and I'm going to give it 1.5 stars, alright? Okay. Because, like I say, I am in a good mood. Ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of WrestleMania 3? I'd love to know what you thought down below. There's storyline reasons for nearly every match, which is a good thing. The crowd are rabid for everything. For everything that is done in this show, the crowd are shit hot for. If you look at the star ratings down below, there's a couple of duds, but matches that get 1/2 star or something, for example, or 1 star, are getting that because half the star of that is from the crowd. The crowd point of view really does help. So yeah, it's one of those shows where it's got 2 of the most famous matches of all time on it. The star rate is one of those times where the star ratings shouldn't reflect what I thought of the show. I watched it in one easy sitting. It was a dead easy watch. It's 3 hours and just over 3 hours long. It's one of those things. It's the absolute height, the pinnacle of the golden age. 6 out of 10 seems very fair, and it's better, in my opinion, than the previous 2 WrestleManias combined. Let's put it that way. It's a decent watch. I'd love to know what you thought of this one, ladies and gentlemen. I really genuinely would. I really hope you enjoy this review of me rambling on for fecking ages, as is my way. I am going to do a WrestleMania 12 review. If you'd like me to review WrestleMania 32, let me know. Like I say, WrestleMania 22 I'd like to do as well, but that's your lot for now, alright? I don't have the time, and everything's going on in my personal life, and look behind us, there's no posters, which should probably give you a bit of a giveaway as to what's going down. And yeah, so yeah, okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I've been Mark P. Take it easy, guys. See you later. Bye bye.